Right guys, hi. Following last week's brief introduction introducing ourselves and of course the Old Farts channel, we're doing our first proper broadcast. You'll have to forgive me for the dark glasses, but we actually went out last night and had a couple of cheeky vodkas, and my eyes are a little bit sensitive to the light this morning. But having said that, as you know, I'm Gary. And if you don't know, I am Gary, if you're watching for the very first time, and this is Derek. And today, we're going to be doing internet dating, I think, isn't it, today?
Internet
Part
dating.
one.
Part one.
Because hopefully we're going to get feedback from you as we go along. I'm a novice at all this. Derek is the expert in the dating scene, the internet dating scene. You could basically say I'm the bit on the side. He's going to be doing the main bit. So I'll hand it over to you, Derek, and you carry on and do your bit.
Thank you very much. Right guys, what we're looking at here now is the internet dating, and we're looking at people who are in their 50s who've suddenly found themselves on their own for one reason or another. But obviously there's numerous reasons, and the fact is, men and women are completely different. Is that news or whatever?
Obviously.
Yeah,
That's how you're stating,
they say men are from Mars and women are from Venus. And the fact is, suddenly in your 50s, you've got to do it all again. And guess what? The world is a different place from when you were out dating. You guys are having to work till you're 65 now, 66 in some cases. So you're out there every day and you're interacting with people. What is the difference between interacting in the workplace to meeting somebody for a drink after work? It isn't that complicated, and it isn't that frightening if you do it right. But you've also got to be thinking about how you approach and what sort of people you're looking to date. We may be able to give you a few pointers, because I've actually spoken to quite a few women while out having a drink, and heard of what some of the horror stories they've had and where people went wrong. So we're going to be doing not a guy's perspective, but everybody's perspective, which is obviously what we'll always do on this channel. Now, so you're back in the dating game, 25, you've been 25 years married, and now you're on your own. Where are you going to go? Well, I'll tell you now, the choices are absolutely massive, but you've also got to decide what you're looking for. Now, if you're looking, I mean, I know boys.
I know what I'm looking for.
Yeah, boys and girls looking for different things. Now, if you're looking for a hookup, not looking to get into a relationship, but you want a hookup, you know what I mean.
You basically mean you want a shag.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's well, come on, you know, say it as it is, you know,
okay,
a hookup, you know, at the end of the day, you're not going to want to go home on your own and wake up the next morning on your own, are you? You know,
do come on. Walk of shame.
That's the, well, there you go, this is the one, especially when you go home in the same clothes you went out in the night before.
That's what I say, the walk of shame. Yeah.
Easier for ladies, because they've got the handbag, they can have a change of clothes in when they're going out on a pull, and they you know, I mean, they do, don't they? I mean, that's it, well, they have the spare little dress.
Let's be honest here, guys.
Pair of knickers? Sorry, go on, you carry on.
Yeah, a pair of spare tights. Yeah. Anything else you want to tell them to put in their handbag? God, blood.
Wet wipes?
So anyway, now if you're looking for a hookup, obviously there are sites that are specifically for that, and that's your scene. Friends with benefits. What was the other one? Shag buddies or something?
Shag buddies, yeah.
Yeah, anyway.
Absolutely, yeah.
So you can go that route. If you're looking for a bit of love, and obviously you start at the top, you know, with your eHarmonies and your Zeus and so on, but you don't actually...
You've got one that you particularly like though, haven't you?
Yes. I don't actually think that you have to go spending £30 a month on dating. I found that I could just
it's a rip-off, isn't it? £30 a month to... But that's not the end of it though, isn't it? Don't they have different levels where you pay more money? I mean,
if it's basic, where you can interact with him, but all they do is give you an opportunity to talk to people whose photographs they put on their site with a little bit of a profile, which you have to do yourself.
I thought on some sites are free sites you can get onto and talk to people and see photographs and so on, but on the majority of them you have to pay for that, don't you?
The majority, you can put your stuff up, but as soon as it's up there and you want to interact with somebody who you fancy, you can't. unless you then, they say, well, if you want to do that, you've got to pay £30 a month.
Yeah,
So,
and then you pay your 30 quid a month and you look at photographs, and then the photographs can be misleading.
yeah, and there's others where they don't put photographs up, and you find that they were already off the site when you decide to try and contact them.
Well, I'd be a bit worried. I'd be meeting somebody that's
Yeah, well, I don't. I don't do.
not of the gender that I want to meet. You know what I mean? Not being funny, but you know.
Exactly.
I'm not trying to be sexist or anything like that.
No,
you know?
but at the end of the day, you need to be. It's nice to know, from both points of view, women and men, that who you're meeting up with. And we'll come to a couple of little pointers on that one in a minute. But it's so. One of my favourite sites is Plenty of Fish, POF. Because basically,
You always were dangling your rod.
90% of what you can do on a site is free. And I've just had a quick little look just to see how many are on there today. And there are 3 million daily users for Europe and the States, admittedly, and 389,000.
Well, that certainly is plenty of fish in the old pond, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
There we are.
389,000 people on the site right now, right this minute. So, and I found that I could get out there and meet up with women and have a dinner date, or even just meet up for a coffee or a drink. And in fact, I've had some really nice times. I've had some multiple dates where we've gone out for 3 or 4 times.
God, I was wondering what you were going to say then. One after the other in the same evening. Oh, well, God, he's a player.
And I've had some good times. And what I've done, I've actually chatted with them and listened to what their experiences are. Even if there was no chemistry going, we had a couple of hours natter where the lady in concern may have just told me what she's got up to, and I told her how I got on, and we just compare notes basically.
That's it. The packet of 3 go back in the top pocket. Oh, the women have developed and found more freedom.
Yeah.
So they're more. I would say, more liberated. They assert themselves a little bit more, and they're certainly more selective on the type of guys that they're looking at, aren't they?
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, I've had a little look at these sites, and
Yeah.
I must admit, it's for me, because I've never been in that situation before, and I'm not trying to be funny or blasé or big-headed about it, but I've never really had to use a dating site. The jobs that I was doing, I always had plenty of time. I was always in an environment where I was meeting people all the time. So this whole thing is daunting to me as well. It's a new thing.
So here you go, boys. Bearing that in mind, what are the don't do's? Don't put up photographs with your shirt off and your medallion shining in the sunshine. Not going to go down well.
Big flashy cars are put off, aren't they?
Yeah, pictures of cars. I'll tell you another thing. About 1% of the women out there are into fishing. Seeing you holding a £1 trout.
Fish. Is that 1%?
Holding a £1 fish that you've taken 2 days to catch is not.
No woman wants to see a picture of a minnow, do they? At the end of the day, you know. If it was a whale, that's a different matter. You know?
And that's another thing. Which is appendages are definitely a no-no. If you, and the other thing, of course, is when you do your profile, guys, don't just put on there all the boys' stuff. Think about you're in a relationship, you're out there enjoying and spending time together. Why not put stuff that you could do go out and do together that you're interested in? And there's plenty of stuff. Going up to London for the day, going down to the seaside for the day, whatever. Just do something that works as a couple, and you can go out and have a good time together.
Can I intercede very briefly on this one?
Yes.
Right. Also, as far as the ladies are concerned, please, ladies, don't put group shots up, because we don't know which one of you it is that's on the photograph.
Yep.
Don't put photographs in with children. Or actually, please do not put, I don't know, you know, gardening or, you know, with a duster in your hand, unless, of course, you've got a little mini. No, that's another story. No, we don't want that. And please, folks, please do not put photographs of you standing next to your young daughter or anything like that, because it can be quite off-putting.
And what is the point?
You know, what is the point of doing that? Because you're trying to attract a person, and you don't want somebody looking at somebody else in your group who may just appeal to them a little bit more. So you're trying to sell yourself out there, aren't you?
And that's another aspect. Why put up photographs that are 10 or 15 years old? if you're going to meet up with somebody, they're going to spot straight away. There's no point at all. Don't do it. You know, just who are you? Go and get. If you want to do a really nice shot, go down the studio and get one done. You know, I see plenty of women that do that, and actually they look really great. They might be mid-60s or whatever, but they've got a great photograph because they look after themselves and they got out there and made an effort. If internet dating is not for you, it's not your only option. And I don't mean going down to Derby and Joan Club either, because if you want to go and want to go to the social clubs and meet up with friends, that's great. But there are other options. I don't know if you guys have heard of it, but there's a group called Meetup.com, and they are everywhere. Like in Essex, there are like 100 groups, and you can do almost anything, from photography to cooking to whatever, veganism. And you will meet up with people, and the odds are that some of them may just be single.
Anyway, I think that's about what we wanted to cover on this first one. Derek, is it?
Yeah.